In the village of Raiko, where the mountains intertwined with the clouds and the river of spirit flowed, granting warriors their power, a child was born on a night when the moon could not find its way into the sky. The sky was red, and the winds howled as if warning of an imminent catastrophe. Deep within the village, where only the elder warriors dared to enter, seals were being drawn on the ground with urgency and tension. That night, the blue shadow beast was unleashed, a legendary entity said to embody hatred and despair, buried for centuries. The beast ravaged the village mercilessly, destroying stone towers, toppling houses, and sending people fleeing in panic. Raiko seemed on the verge of annihilation until Airen. The village leader stepped forward, carrying the newborn child in his arms. Oh, there was no fear in his eyes, only deep sorrow and an unwavering resolve. In a steady voice, he declared that this beast could not be defeated by force, but by will. Through a forbidden ritual, he sacrificed himself in a final seal, imprisoning the beast inside the child. Airen fell lifeless, the villagers survived, and the child remained alone in the world. They named him Airen, though the name meant little, as no one called him with affection. Airen grew up in a small hut on the outskirts of the village. He had no parents, and no one explained the reason behind the fearful glances that followed him wherever he went. When he passed by, voices dimmed. When he approached, doors closed. He did not know the truth, but he could feel it in his chest. Whenever he grew angry, a dark energy stirred within him, and whenever he cried, he heard a voice whispering in the shadows, telling him he was weak and demanding he relinquish control. Airen shivered in the long nights, hugging his knees to his chest, muttering for the voice to be silent. He did not want to hurt anyone, even though the world treated him as if he were a moving threat. At the age of 12, he joined the Spirit Warriors Academy. There, he appeared weak among his peers, slow in controlling his energy, and often failing in training. Laughter followed him, and ridicule never left his side. Most of all, he was scorned by a brilliant boy named Rin, with white hair and cold eyes, who had lost his family in the beast's attack years ago. Rin looked at Airen as though he were a living nightmare, and coldly told him one day that his presence in the academy was a mistake. Airen smiled as usual, not because the words didn't hurt, but because he had grown accustomed to pain. The day of the will test arrived, where students entered the sacred forest to prove their worth as warriors. Deep in the forest, a small shadow beast broke free of control. Panic gripped the hearts of the students. Some fled, while others froze in place. Rin fell to the ground after being injured, and death seemed close. In that moment, something stirred within Airen. It was not blind rage, but a calm decision. He stepped in front of the beast, while the voice inside demanded to be released, warning of everyone's death. Airen trembled, but spoke softly and firmly that he would fight in his own way. A burst of unstable blue energy erupted around him, and under his partial control, the beast fell. Rin survived, and from that moment, Airen was no longer just a cast-off boy. After the test, Airen was placed in a team with Rin and Mira, a clever girl who controlled mental energy. Under the leadership of a seasoned warrior named Seraph, who had lost his arm in a past war, Seraph taught them that strength without bonds is destruction, and bonds without strength are weakness. On their first missions, the team faced near-death situations more than once. When Seraph fell during one confrontation, Airen's power emerged partially again, saving them, though fear lingered in Rin's gaze. Rin began to suspect something, searching through forbidden texts until he discovered a truth that changed everything. Airen was the vessel of the beast that had destroyed his life. He no longer saw him as a teammate, but as a living curse. During this time, an organization known as the Eternal Shadow appeared and offered Rin power and revenge. On a starless night, Rin left the team in the village, leaving Airen in deep worry and uncertainty. Airen pursued him to the Bridge of Souls, where the two friends stopped fighting momentarily, their confrontation unresolved. Rin looked at Airen with cold eyes and said, "You won't succeed? You're just a vessel for the beast." Airen replied, tears in his eyes, "I will not give up on you. I will bring you back no matter what." Here, the first part of the story ends, leaving the reader on edge. Eager to discover Airen and Rin's fate, how Airen will learn to control the beast within him, and what trials await him on his journey to becoming a true hero. After the events at the Bridge of Souls, Airen returned to the outskirts of Raiko. Carrying the weight of Rin's departure heavily on his shoulders, the village seemed quieter, smaller, as if mourning the absence of hope. Every day he trained relentlessly, seeking understanding of the dark energy inside him. Unlike before, he no longer sought to suppress the blue shadow beast. He sought to communicate with it, to find balance between the beast and the boy. Days blurred into weeks, weeks into months, and he began to master partial control over its energy. He could now channel bursts of blue flame without losing himself. He could manipulate shadows to shield allies and sense danger before it struck. Yet, the beast's whispers remained, tempting him to surrender its power. Meanwhile, Rin trained in secret under the Eternal Shadow Organization. He grew colder, hardened by loss and the desire for revenge. Though strong now, a small part of him remained haunted by Airen's unwavering smile. Months later, Airen was called back to Raiko for a critical mission. Rogue shadow beasts were emerging near the Spirit Peaks, a treacherous mountain range. His team now included Mira, a psychic energy user, and Seraph, a seasoned warrior missing an arm. Their first encounter with a rogue shadow beast was brutal. The creature moved with terrifying speed, its eyes glowing with hatred. Airen had to fight alongside his team while consciously controlling the beast's energy. He created a surge of shadow flames, cutting off the creature's path. Mira manipulated its perception, and Seraph struck with precision. The battle ended in victory, but it was only the beginning. Through these missions, Airen's bonds with his teammates deepened. He understood Seraph's lesson. Strength alone is insufficient. Trust and cooperation amplified power in ways solitary effort never could. One evening, Mira asked a question that stayed with him. Do you ever wonder if the beast inside you is meant to destroy or protect? Airen remained silent, staring at the horizon. He felt the beast's presence stir within him. Then came news that shook Raiko. The Eternal Shadow had attacked a neighboring village. Survivors whispered about a white-haired figure moving like a phantom. Airen's heart froze. Airen had begun his path of vengeance. Airen, Mira, and Seraph set out immediately, determined to intercept Rin. On the way, Airen trained harder than ever, reaching deeper into the beast's energy. He felt a surge of power, raw and untamed, demanding release. The confrontation finally came at the ruins of an abandoned fortress. Rin stood alone, waiting, his eyes burning with cold fury. The air between them crackled with tension, as if the mountains themselves held their breath. I warned you, Airen, Rin said sharply. You're just a vessel for the beast. You can never change what you are. Airen stepped forward, calm but resolute. I'm not just a vessel. I'm me, and I will stop you, no matter what it takes. Their clash was fierce and relentless. Energy collided, shadow against light, memories and emotions clashing with their physical forms. Airen used the beast's power to protect, not destroy. Rin wielded his techniques with precision, testing Airen at every turn. The battle ended inconclusively, both exhausted and unwilling to surrender. Rin disappeared into the night, leaving Airen to prepare for the trials ahead. Airen returned to Raiko, realizing his journey was far from over. The first missions, first confrontations, and first understanding of the beast were just the start. The shadow of Rin and the Eternal Shadow loomed closer, promising trials that would test his heart. Airen stood at the edge of the Spirit Peaks, gazing into the horizon. The boy who had once been alone had grown stronger. The real journey, the one that would define his destiny, was only beginning. The storm of war had arrived. Raiko lay in ruins, smoke rising from shattered buildings and shattered lives. Airen's heart pounded with fear, anger, and determination swelling within him. Rin led the Eternal Shadow forces, his white hair flowing like a banner of vengeance. Every step Rin took left destruction behind. Airen's chest tightened. The boy who had once been his friend had become a nightmare. My choice was forced on me, Rin whispered, trembling with the memory of lost years. Airen felt a pang of sorrow, remembering what they had shared in childhood. Airen gathered his team. Mira, psychic shields shimmering, and Seraph, precise despite his missing arm. Silent nods passed between them, trust unspoken yet unbreakable. The first clash came like lightning. Shadow energy collided with bursts of blue flame, debris raining down across the valley as soldiers screamed. The beast inside Airen stirred, raw hunger whispering for release. He forced calm, muttering, I control you, as shadows twisted into protective blades. Rin's strikes were merciless, each one a reminder of betrayal and pain. Airen countered, dodged, and blocked, feeling the emotional weight of every attack he parried. My rage, my loss, they are mine to carry, Rin shouted, a tremor in his hands. Airen saw a fleeting flicker of the boy he once knew, hidden beneath layers of hatred. Airen unleashed controlled bursts of the blue shadow beast's power. Shadows coiled like serpents, striking to protect, not destroy. Mira amplified the effect, confusing Rin's soldiers. The battle shifted constantly. Airen grappled with the beast's energy and the emotions flooding him: fear, sorrow, and unyielding resolve. Rin pressed harder, forcing Airen to push the beast further. Flames and shadows danced, anger and longing clashing in Rin's eyes. The beast whispered, urging destruction, but Airen gritted his teeth. No, not for vengeance. Only for what I choose. Time seemed suspended. Blue energy collided with dark shadows, memories of Karen's sacrifice swirling in Airen's mind as he moved with precision. Every move carried meaning: pain, regret, love, and fear intertwined in every strike. Myra's shields shimmered. Seraph created openings, and soldiers were spared. Rin faltered, shadow energy flaring uncontrollably. Anger, fear, and longing battled within him, hesitation freezing him momentarily. Airen's heart ached, moving with care. I'm not your enemy, Rin. You don't have to do this. Rin's eyes flashed, rage and pain mixing. He launched a furious attack, energy spiraling like a storm. Airen barely blocked, sparks cascading around them. The battlefield erupted. Soldiers scattered, illusions shimmered, shadow beasts roared in the distance. Airen channeled the beast's power with will, not hate. Every strike was a plea, a reminder of their bond. Rin's attacks reflected years of pain, yet a flicker of hesitation betrayed him. The spirit peaks trembled under their powers. Airen's muscles burned, vision blurred, but he pressed on, driven by protection and memory. Rin struck again, a burst of shadow energy slicing through the air. Airen twisted, dodged, and countered with a spiral of blue flame that illuminated the darkened mountains. They clashed repeatedly, their powers creating shockwaves that tore the earth apart. Every attack carried the weight of friendship lost and the potential for redemption. Airen's chest heaved as the beast's whispers grew louder. He resisted, using their energy not to kill, but to defend. Myra's psychic barriers shimmered, shielding the villagers nearby. Rin's fury intensified. You think hope can save you? He shouted. Can't escape what you were meant to be? Airen's eyes blazed with determination. I am more than a vessel. I am me, and I choose my path. They collided again, creating an explosion of shadows and flames that lit the valley like a second sun. The ground cracked beneath their feet, and echoes of past battles seemed to rise from the earth. Rin's face twisted with inner conflict. He wanted to destroy, but a lingering memory of Airen's smile slowed him. Pain and longing warred with anger inside him. Airen saw it, felt it, and extended his hand in a silent plea. You don't have to continue down this path, he said, voice strained from exertion. Rin hesitated for a heartbeat, his attack faltering, but then his pride and vengeance surged again, propelling him forward with renewed ferocity. Airen dodged, countered, and struck with controlled bursts of the beast's power. Energy arcs illuminated the battlefield, showing both their exhaustion and resolve. The battle wove into a chaotic dance. Shadow, light, flame, and psychic energy intertwined as both sides tested the limits of endurance. Rin's voice rang out. You'll pay for everything. The world took my family, my happiness, and you. Airen's response was a roar of determination. I didn't take anything. I'm here to stop the cycle of pain, not continue it. The mountain peaks quaked beneath the intensity of their power. Sparks, smoke, and shadows created a surreal battlefield, one that reflected their hearts and history. Airen pushed further, mastering more of the blue shadow beast than ever before. He felt the unity of strength and will, guiding his movements with clarity amidst chaos. Rin's attacks became more desperate, more personal. Each strike was laced with emotion, a mixture of hate and longing. Airen blocked, dodged, and countered, feeling the pull of old friendship in every move. The first phase of the battle reached a tense pause. Both fighters staggered, breaths heavy, gazes locked. Friend and foe intertwined, history and present colliding in an unresolved storm. Airen whispered through clenched teeth, "This isn't over, Rin. We'll find a way." Together, Rin's eyes softened for a fleeting moment before hardening again. "Next time." "I won't hold back," Rin said, retreating into the shadows with his forces. Airen knelt, exhausted yet resolute. The storm still loomed over Raiko, shadows and flames dancing across the mountains. Airen knew that the true test controlling the beast, saving Rin, and protecting the world was only beginning. The battlefield was a chaotic sea of rubble and smoke. Airen's muscles burned, yet his heart surged with unyielding determination to save Rin. Rin stood across from him, shadow energy writhing like living darkness. His eyes flickered between hatred and a hidden vulnerability, betraying his inner struggle. "This ends today," Rin said, voice tight with emotion, hands trembling as shadows spiraled outward. Airen felt the pain and rage beneath every word. Airen gripped the blue shadow beast's power, feeling its pulse synchronize with his heartbeat. "Then we face it together, Rin. I won't let you destroy yourself." The first strike was lightning fast. Shadow fists clashed with bursts of blue flame, creating shockwaves that shattered rocks and shook the mountains. Pain shot through Airen's arms as he deflected each blow. He felt Rin's grief, betrayal, and rage pouring into every strike like molten fire. "You can't understand my loss," Rin screamed, shadow forms flickering violently. Airen caught the faintest hint of desperation in his voice. "I do understand," Airen shouted, energy surging in waves of controlled light. "But destruction will not bring back what's lost." Rin lunged with blinding speed, launching multiple shadow clones in a relentless assault. Each move carried years of resentment and pain. Airen dodged, weaving through attacks, countering with precise strikes of blue energy that cut through shadows without harming Rin. The ground trembled. Beneath their feet, fissures opening as mountain rocks tumbled down the slopes. Sparks and smoke filled the air, adding chaos to the fight. The blue shadow beast stirred violently, whispering for release, urging Airen to unleash raw power. He resisted, whispering, not with hatred, only with will. Rin's attacks became wilder, fueled by grief and unresolved anger. His energy flared erratically, shadow forms colliding with Airen's controlled bursts. Airen pressed on, channeling his power carefully, shielding civilians and allies. Each movement was both defensive and a plea to Rin's heart. "You've always been weak," Rin shouted, swinging a massive shadow blade. "That weakness will destroy everything." Airen felt the beast surge within, but instead of letting it lash out, he guided it, striking in ways to counter, not to kill. Strength isn't cruelty, Rin. The peaks trembled as their powers collided. Debris and energy spiraled, painting the sky with flashes of blue, black, and orange from the destroyed land. Rin faltered briefly, memories of friendship and childhood flashing through his mind. Confusion and longing flickered beneath his mask of anger. Airen sensed it and moved with precision, pressing forward with strikes meant to reach Rin, not defeat him. "You don't have to carry this alone." The shadow clones staggered and flickered, energy weakening as Rin's inner conflict deepened. He hesitated, torn between rage and lingering care. Airen's chest heaved, muscles screaming, yet he pushed on, balancing control and emotion, letting the blue shadow beast amplify his will, not his fury. You don't know what it's like." "Atch!" Rin screamed, releasing a massive wave of shadow energy that tore through the air. "I may not have lost what you lost," Airen shouted, dodging, "but I know what it is to be alone, to carry pain. We can fight it together." The collision was massive, a storm of shadow and blue flame that lit the spirit peaks like a second sun. Shockwaves ripped through the battlefield, scattering forces. Rin struggled to maintain control, shadow forms flickering wildly. His fists trembled, the weight of grief and loss almost crushing him. Airen approached cautiously, focusing not on attack, but on connection. "Rin, I won't leave you in the darkness. Let me help you." Rin's eyes softened for a split second, memories of laughter and shared dreams surfacing. Yet his pride and anger surged back, making him lunge again. Airen met him head-on, energy spiraling, controlling the beast fully for the first time. Flames and shadows intertwined, creating a storm of protective and restraining power. Each strike, Each dodge, each counter, was a dialogue of emotion. Anger, fear, grief, hope merged in their combat, echoing across the mountains. Rin staggered, exhaustion showing as his attacks became desperate and erratic. The hatred that had guided him for years weakened under Airen's persistence and care. Airen seized a moment of hesitation, reaching out his hand. "It's not too late, Rin. Let go of the anger. You can be free." Rin's shadow energy flickered uncontrollably. His breathing was heavy, eyes wide as internal conflict tore him apart. The blue shadow beast roared, merging completely with Airen's will. A controlled surge erupted outward, neutralizing Rin's attacks while preserving him. Rin fell to his knees, chest heaving, tears streaming. Years of pain and hatred slowly melted under Airen's unwavering presence. Airen knelt beside him, offering a hand and a calm smile. "You don't have to be alone anymore. I'm here." Rin's lips trembled. I don't know if I can. Forgive myself." "You can," Airen said softly. "We will walk this path together. Every step, I'll be with you." The battlefield grew quiet. The storm subsided, smoke lifted, and the spirit peaks reflected the first golden light of sunrise. Survivors emerged, watching the two warriors side by side. Hope spread among them like the dawn across the valley. The blue shadow beast settled within Airen, now a guardian force, no longer feared, but revered. Rin lowered his head, processing the battle and the emotions he had carried. His heart, once consumed by vengeance, began to mend. Airen smiled gently. "We've survived the darkness. Now we decide what comes next, together." Rin nodded slowly, tears glinting in the sunlight. "Together," he whispered, finally accepting hope alongside his guilt and sorrow. The spirit peaks stood witness to the end of the storm. Shadows faded, flames dimmed, and Reiko began to heal. Airen and Rin looked to the horizon, ready for new challenges. They knew the road ahead would be difficult, but they would face it as allies and friends. The boy who was once alone, feared, misunderstood, had become a hero not because of the beast inside him, but because of the choices he made. And as the wind carried the last echoes of battle across Reiko, Airen felt peace in his heart, knowing that the future could be shaped by courage, compassion, and the bonds they had reforged.